Are you afraid that your family and friends might cringe when you tell them that you identify as a dog? That might be because you know you're really not, but don't worry, your delusions can be cured with a healthy dose of reality. Stay tuned to find out how. This video was made possible by my patrons, Christian Delorme, Just Another ANCAP, Joshua Bartlett, Scorch88, and all other patrons at the additional tiers. Thank you so much to all of you. Hello everyone, this is My Two Cents. Do you identify as a dog, a tractor, a magic unicorn, or any of the other several thousand known gender identities?
You don't really think that you're part dog?
In some way, I have to believe that I am.
So you think you could be a dog trapped in a human body?
Yeah, in some way. I don't know how it is. I don't know how it happened. But I do really believe that it's a possibility that maybe I was intended to be a dog somehow. I don't know.
I hope not, because regardless of what you call yourself, you remain a biological human, either male or female, and no sane person could possibly keep up with your ever-changing body of identities and pronouns. Unfortunately, the sexually ambiguous and ever-creepy Lindsay and Teddy of Queer Kid Stuff are still set out to indoctrinate toddlers into this world of cultural Marxism and sexual confusion. But don't worry, such delusions are easily cured with a quick dose of reality. If you find yourself confused about what gender you are, just look between your legs. Yep, it's that easy. Let's get into it.
You ready for this one, Teddy?
Ready.
Okay, so we've actually already talked a little bit about coming out when we talked about Frozen with my sister Rose.
Oh yeah! We were talking about Elsa.
That's right.
Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go.
So Frozen's Elsa is an example of coming out, huh? She revealed to the world that she wasn't an ordinary girl. She had ice powers. Just like how Lindsay is about to reveal that she's no ordinary girl either. In fact, she's not a girl at all. She's non-binary. So the one girl can change the weather and create living snowmen, while the other calls herself something other than what reality demonstrates that she is. Are these things really parallel? This is a rather insidious way of indoctrinating children into your ideology. Little girls love Frozen, and if they think that coming out as LGBTQXYZ makes them just like Elsa, well, then of course they'll want to come out as LGBTQXYZ, regardless of whether they really understand what it means or what consequences might follow. By the way, is that a penis on one of the blocks on the table? What kind of crap are you letting Teddy play with, Lindsay? If you were a preschool teacher, having those blocks in your classroom just might get you a chat with the local police.
I'll jog your memory too. Coming out is short for coming out of the closet. Coming out of the closet is about the moment, most of the time it's the first moment, when an LGBTQ plus person tells another person that they identify as LGBTQ plus.
Golly, these terms just keep changing all the time. First it was just LGBT, then it was LGBTQ, and now it's LGBTQ plus. Heck, they had to add a plus just because they have no idea how many categories there are now. Aren't you afraid that the people who identify as Mongolian unicorn wizards might feel left out since there's no MUW in there?
Oh, okay, I see. So, there aren't any real closets?
It's a metaphor.
A meta what?
A metaphor. Something that stands in for something else. Like, it's not literally about coming out of a closet, Teddy.
Oh, okay. I think I get it.
Coming out of the closet can be a big deal for people, and it can be really scary.
But being LGBTQ plus is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Oh really? Being LGBTQ plus is awesome, huh? Exactly what makes it awesome? The fact that you can constantly claim victimhood and special privileges because most everyone else is straight and not confused about what's between their legs? Further, is being straight and cisgendered not awesome, Lindsay? Are you telling straight cis kids that they're not awesome? Once again, this is a disgusting form of indoctrination. Left to their own devices, most kids wouldn't even care to learn about these topics.
Pay attention, all right? I'm going to show you the proper way to put on a condom. First of all, you remove the condom from its package. Then you find which way the condom rolls out. Put it in your mouth and apply.
There are more exciting things to think about as a kid, like, I don't know, playing with friends, or watching cartoons, or learning to read. Instead, they have to be force-fed this garbage by teddy bears that tell them that it's awesome. I suspect most of the kids that actually watch this show are probably thinking, LGBTQ+, what's that? Well, I don't know, but Teddy said it's awesome, so it must be awesome. And then, lo and behold, suddenly more and more kids start identifying as LGBTQXYZ. You could have just as easily made Teddy say that doing meth was awesome, or that ethnic genocide is awesome, and it would have had the same effect. Rational adults who have had an opportunity to live in the real world would never fall for this stuff, so Lindsay has to trick them when they're toddlers.
But remember when we talked about homophobia?
Yeah.
Well, that's what can make it scary to come out, especially to family and friends. Sometimes people are homophobic and they just don't get it.
Homophobic has become a meaningless term. Sure, there might still be a handful of Westboro Baptist Church members out there chanting, "Kill all gays!" But how often do you run into people like that? The left uses the term homophobic to refer to anyone who doesn't get down and worship every homosexual transgender attack helicopter they meet. If you're slightly to the right of Karl Marx, then you're a fascist. And if you blink twice when someone says they're non-binary, you're homophobic. You know, there is such a thing as respecting a person's right to live their life as they see fit without outright endorsing every decision they make. But that won't do for Lindsay. She's got to drill it into these kids' heads that if anyone responds to a profession of queerness with anything other than fireworks and a celebration, the queer person is a victim of oppression. Very Marxist of you, Lindsay.
Whenever LGBTQ plus people come out, it's incredibly important that they feel safe and accepted.
Or maybe it's more important that they understand that they live in a real world and their feelings do not change reality. If my kid came to me and said, "Daddy, I identify as a pigeon, and I'm going to jump off the roof and fly," I think the most loving thing I could do is say, "No, you're a human, so stay off the roof." By the same token, I don't think it's loving or helpful to allow a child to persist in a delusion that they can decide to be a boy one minute, a woman the next, and a waffle toaster after that. It's even more unloving to encourage children to get surgeries or take hormone blockers when they are too young to possibly understand the long-term consequences of these decisions.
Coming out doesn't sound like fun.
Well, it can be scary, but it can also be a really awesome thing. Someone who's coming out for the first time is finally telling everyone something super important about themselves that they've been hiding. They're finally swinging open the closet door to show everyone who they really are. That is the really cool part of coming out.
Oh yeah, that does sound kinda cool.
Hey, Mom, Dad, I have this really important thing to tell you. I'm not a boy, I'm a horse. That's great, son. We'll throw you in a barn and start feeding you hay. You can call yourself whatever you want, Lindsay. It doesn't change the fact that you're a biological woman.
I came out as gay to my family almost 5 years ago now, and I've grown a lot since then, and I've come out a lot since then too.
Wait, you had to come out again?
Well, sort of. LGBTQ plus people don't just come out once. That's the first time, and the first time is always the hardest. But we have to come out all the time. LGBTQ plus people come out at school, at work, and in a bunch of different places and to different people all the time. It's actually kind of exhausting sometimes.
That's a lot of closets, Lindsay.
Yeah, it's exhausting for the people you're coming out to as well. Oh gosh, she's clearly a biological woman even though she dresses like Urkel, but what did she say her pronouns were again? But wait, what if she's changed her identity since yesterday? Will it be a microaggression if I call her they? Wait, I just called her. Ah! You see how absurd this is? And notice another thing. No matter what you call yourself from day to day, you remain a biological woman. A biological woman who dresses like Urkel, but a biological woman nonetheless.
That is a lot of closets. One day, I really hope that I won't have to come out anymore. That being LGBTQ+ won't be something we feel like we have to hide in a closet or that we have to tell everyone about.
Well, last I checked, no one is making you hide. But since your identity can change over time, how could you possibly expect there to be a time when you won't have to tell people what your identity is at that particular moment? That's kind of an unfortunate side effect of being able to change your identity so rapidly.
That sounds like it would be really nice, Lindsay.
Teddy,
Yeah, Lindsay?
I actually have something kind of important I want to talk to you about.
What is it, Lindsay?
Well, a little while ago, I talked to all of our friends about this, and I wanted to talk to you too.
Okay.
It's about gender. Well, my gender. And you know how I've always used she pronouns and said that I'm a cisgender woman?
Yeah.
Well, over the last few months, I figured out that that's not totally true anymore. And I think I've always felt this way, but I didn't really know why.
Not true anymore? But then, were you ever a cisgendered woman, or were you always something else? And how do you know that the identity you've decided on now is your real identity? If this is how identity works, then the very concept of identity is meaningless. It's just a word that refers to your ever-changing personal whims. But I'll tell you what hasn't changed this entire time. Your biological sex.
I want people to use they pronouns for me, and I think I'm non-binary.
And I'd like you to address me as His Royal Majesty the Emperor of Narnia. And I identify as a magic unicorn. But wait, that was just my old identity. Now I'm...
Oh, okay. You're changing your pronouns to they? I didn't know you could change your pronouns.
You can, and that's how I feel. Are you okay, Teddy? This is kind of a big thing for me, and I was a little nervous to tell you about it.
I love you, Lindsay.
I love you too, Teddy.
Are you saying that you didn't love her beforehand, Teddy? What a microaggression! And don't forget to ask her what her pronouns are and how she identifies 5 minutes from now. They might change.
Love you too, Teddy.
We're they buddies now.
Yes. I'm really, really glad I told you, Teddy. You want to do the outro?
Yes, okay.
Look, as I've said in the past, I fully support Lindsay's right to express her views. That's what freedom of speech means. But impressionable children who have not yet learned critical thinking skills do not need to be seeing this stuff. For that reason, please sign the petition to get Lindsay's channel age restricted. Link in the description. Today's video was selected on the basis of a Twitter poll. Check my Twitter profile every Sunday to vote for Tuesday's video on my 2 cents. Thanks as always to my patrons for making my work possible, and that is my 2 cents, so take it for what it's worth. Thanks everyone for watching. If you liked this video, please hit like and subscribe. You can also hit the bell to ensure you're notified every time I upload a new video. This video was made possible by my patrons. If anyone else would like to donate and help ensure that I have the time and resources to keep putting out content, for just $1 a month on Patreon or Maker Support, you'll receive your name listed in the end credits and the link to one of your social media platforms listed in the description. You can also support the channel by purchasing my 2 cents merchandise or checking out my Amazon affiliate links. To follow me on Twitter, minds.com, BitChute, WordPress, Gab, or iTunes, check out the links in the description. Uploads are every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so stay tuned for more videos.